Yeah, I just turned 21 when I got out.
Yeah, you're brainwashed to believe Israel's our ally. You know, America's out to help you, so it's just got to be overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I knew they'd never been our ally since that day, but again, I blocked it out of my mind until Stan did his article. And
You saw him speaking out, and you're like, I can too.
It really made me joyous. My heart fell open.
Yeah, I can imagine that must have felt good. And who was the guy? Who was the first guy that spoke out again?
Master Chief Stan White. He's passed on now.
Yeah, but that's great that he had the balls to come out and
absolutely
the first one to do it. But now a lot of guys are, right, or more and more.
Yeah, there's we have the USS Liberty Veterans Association, and we're a small group.
Yeah,
because everybody's dying off. We lost 3 or 4 in the last couple of years. You know,
yeah, now it's gaining a lot of traction now. So hopefully some of the guys can last for a while, because it's important for guys like you to come on and come on these podcasts and wake the world up.
Well, that's my duty. I'm president of the USS Liberty Veterans Association, and it's my great honor to represent these gallant, beautiful heroes that I was so fortunate to serve with. And the men that died that day will never be in vain. And they got to be remembered. Their lives meant something. Young men.
Yeah, instead they were just like buried and called liars and pushed away.
Pushed away.
Yeah. Do you guys meet often with the group? Or?
We've been trying to do it every year.
Yeah.
We met last year in Arlington, Virginia.
Yeah, I was reading before I came over here. Some guy, I guess his father died when he was 2. He said he goes every year. So
yeah.
It's definitely sad, but.
It is sad. It is sad. There's a mass grave in Arlington. And on it, they had died in the Eastern Mediterranean on this granite monument. Admiral Moore was furious. It took him several years. They ground that off and finally put killed aboard the USS Liberty. But they didn't say by who.
Wow. They still won't put it on there. They refuse to.
No, they won't. On my award, I got a Bronze Star with a V. And it's a significant award. I'm not trying to say I'm a hero or nothing. All the awards were like that. But it was a significant Captain's Award, Medal of Honor. Very, very nice and stuff like this. But it never did say who did it. It's like a ghost did it.
Yeah, it's a war that doesn't exist. Like,
Yeah,
who attacked you?
Right. How deep and corrupt is our government?
Yeah, I think that's probably, to my knowledge, just the only time we've ever been attacked like that and not responded.
No, not responded.
Like at all. Responded by giving them more money.
No. And Admiral Arleigh Burke said, he says, I can't imagine why our country didn't support that ship.
Yeah, it's baffling. So the news was pretty, like you said, it was a couple of days and just got buried, huh?
Buried and buried and buried.
Yeah,
and,
not in history books, not many.
No. If it's in the history books, it's quoted as mistaken identity. If you go to Wikipedia, mistaken identity. Anywhere you go, mistaken identity.
Wikipedia says it gives kind of they might change a little bit now because it says it's fair. A lot of people think it wasn't. It says, in Wikipedia, I was reading up a lot of, unfortunately I can't remember the names, but it was talking about a lot of military people in NSA do think it was a deliberate attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they all got basically just shut down by higher ups.
Yep. And it's happening right now. You know, they're too afraid. They're too afraid to open this up because of the consequences of our own government with a foreign government to do this to American servicemen.
You know, because it just shows how much control Israel has over America, and it goes deep. So once they open this up, it opens up multiple other things.
Absolutely. Well, you know, Jake, when they attack one, they attack all of us. And I'm not just talking about the people in the military.
Yeah.
When they attacked our ship, they attacked
that's an attack on America.
They attacked you, they attacked everybody.
I agree. That's where I was furious when I read about this. I never heard that was an attack on all Americans. You know,
Yes.
You're the ones that suffered from it, but we all suffer. America all suffers when we lose like this. That's why military is so important to us, because that's what keeps us safe and free. So attacking our military is attacking all Americans.
Absolutely. It's an attack on all Americans, and it's still happening right now. The USS Liberty story must be told, and it must be on every podcast, everywhere around the world. To get this is a world story too.
Yeah, I think something that upsets me is a lot of veteran friends, and a lot of them are hardcore Israel supporters. And I tell them about the Liberty and stuff, and they just kind of blow it off. And it's like, how could you be a veteran and just blow off your brothers getting killed by Israel? That's just really really pissed me off. I got in a fight with one of my friends over that. I got in an argument because he's just trying to blow off like, oh, it's not a big deal, this and that. Like, dude, you're a freaking veteran. You're saying it's not a big deal. Like, I wouldn't want to fight along someone like you.
No, I mean, hey, listen, some people will never be swayed. They're pure Zionists, or they want to believe Israel, whatever they say. But as veterans, they're the only ones who's going to help us as far as in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And people like you spreading the word is our only chance to get these people, even if we never get a congressional investigation, at least we'll be on record telling them exactly what the hell they did.
Yeah, if nothing else, Americans should know. Like, it's their right to know that we were attacked.
It's their right to know. They pay the bills.
What when you first started speaking out, what was the reaction? Did you have any weird reaction from Israel or the military, or positive reactions?
I and my wife were in San Diego about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe a little longer. We were at a restaurant bar. We were at the bar having a cocktail. This fella sat next to me on the right-hand side. He says, "Oh, you were on the Liberty, huh?" And I said, "Yeah, how'd you know that?" And he had a big watch on, something similar to what I got on. He stuck it right in my face, and I said, "Man, that's got to be a camera or something. Get that on my face." And I pushed his hand away. And I said, "Who are you?" He says, "Listen, you shouldn't be talking about the USS Liberty anymore." I says, "Just who in the hell are you?" And he says, "I'm from the Mossad, and I'm giving you a message."
Wow.
My wife heard it. She went almost absolutely crazy over this guy. I mean, she's furious. Lisa's her name, and boy, she's more fired up.
She started yelling at him.
Yeah. So the security had to take us up into our room.
Interesting.
We stayed there that night. Next morning, I went down there and tried to find out who this dude was, and the bar manager said, "Yeah, he's been coming in here for the last couple of days, saying he was a doctor."
Dang.
So he was scoping out the place. How they know I was there? Not unless my credit card or whatever.
Yeah, they can. Israel has a lot of back doors to all of our technology.
Well, if I fall down and die today, you better make sure that's exactly what happened. I didn't get hot shot or
Make
something.
sure they didn't kill you some way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, it's scary that they do have Mossad's well known for assassinations. That's what they do. They go around and they openly kill people all the time, and they quite likely
brag
kill.
about it.
Yeah, I mean they tried to kill Truman.
Right.
They tried to kill him with letter bombs. A lot of people, there's fingerprints all over John F. Kennedy.
Absolutely.
That's a deep thing to go into. Probably not worth going to this podcast, but there's he was trying to shut down their nuclear program and what turned into AIPAC, and then with Jack Rubenstein ties to the Jewish mafia. It goes deep. The MK Ultra ties.
It goes on and on. With 911 and everything. I know we're not going to get into that, but it seems like.
So you seem very aware of all the stuff going on with Israel.
Oh,
it goes. Yeah, once you start digging, at first you feel like you're crazy, and then you start seeing it's just over and over how they're just screwing America.
Yeah, I mean, how many times can you punch a balloon until it, finally lets the air out? And what's going on in Gaza is letting the air out of that balloon slowly but surely, but people can see.
I think they overplayed their hand with Gaza because it's woken so many people up to just see the brutality of what they're doing. And then you start questioning, and you also watch how they constantly lie, 40 beheaded babies never happened. The mass rapes never happened. They repeat these things over and over, and then you see they're all lies. So it's like, okay, how much their country is built on a lie. So I've been to Israel before. When I first went there, they repeated it over and over. This is always our land, all this. So after I went there, I went into a deep dive in the history and saw that was all just a lie, that it was all stolen land in, the early 1900s.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And all the news stations, the mainstream media, they're pretty much on Israel's side, especially Newsmax.
Yeah.
And they got Carl Higbee. He's a Navy SEAL. I respect his service. Greg Kelly, he's a Marine pilot. I respect his service. But they won't talk about the USS Liberty. They won't talk about anything but what the scroller says at the bottom. Israel says this. Israel says that. They don't have the other side.
Yeah, it's all one-sided. Back to real quick, something interesting. When I was looking at the Wikipedia, it jumped into. I was reading the Liberty Wikipedia incident, and then it goes same day it happened. So I clicked on that, and it was multiple massacres throughout Israel and Egypt. There was one where they. I can't remember the names of them, but they had 52 prisoners that turned themselves in, and they massacred them, shot them in the head. There was another one, I think it was 400 people. They buried them alive.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
And that was the same day. And other people, they ran over 100 other prisoners with, was it bulldozers?
Bulldozers. Look at Rachel Corrie.
Yeah. Rachel Corrie, an American citizen, patriot. I think she was like 23 years old, college student. She was in Israel to protest. They were destroying Palestinians' houses. So she was standing there trying to block them, and they saw her in their eyes and just crushed her to death with a bulldozer.
She didn't move.
No, they crushed her to death. And then afterwards, they threw a pancake party to celebrate and mock her death. And then no politician in America will speak against it because it's Israel. It's just...
They're bought and paid for, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not, they don't serve the United States people. They don't serve our republic. And we're going to lose our republic if a foreign nation dictates to us what we're doing. And that country is Israel. They got us under their thumb, and they know it. Mm-hmm. When they say jump, they say how high. They tell you to squat, you better start squatting right then.
Yeah,
and all of them are like that.
Yeah, you see the politicians like on Twitter. All they do is they just tweet out nonstop just ridiculous things about how much Israel is, or how much they love Israel, but not America. Another thing that pissed me off was during these wars, they had emergency meetings to get funding for Ukraine and Israel. They talked about how they're going to fund our borders, but they ended up cutting that out and just give the funding for the wars. It's like they don't care about the country. They want open borders here and funding for Israel. And Israel has one of the strongest borders in the world that we pay for.
Yeah.